Before any medicine reaches a pharmacy shelf, it has to answer one brutal question: is this drug even safe for humans? Not effective, not profitable, not marketable, just safe. That question is answered in the earliest and most critical stages of clinical research, phase 0 and phase 1 clinical trials. These phases decide whether a drug moves forward or dies early. Let's start with phase 0 trials. Phase 0 is the earliest stage of human testing and it's often misunderstood. These trials involve very small numbers of participants, usually fewer than 15 people. The drug is given in extremely low doses, far below therapeutic levels. The goal here is not treatment. Phase 0 trials ask, how does the drug behave in the human body? Is it absorbed? Where does it go? How quickly is it eliminated? This is called pharmacokinetics. Scientists already have data from lab studies in animals, but human biology is different. Phase 0 helps researchers confirm whether the drug behaves in humans the way it did in preclinical testing. Importantly, phase 0 trials are not designed to assess safety or efficacy fully. They are designed to reduce risk before exposing people to higher doses. If the drug shows unexpected behavior, development often stops right here. Many drugs never move past phase 0. Now let's move to phase 1 trials, where safety becomes the central focus. Phase 1 is the first real safety test in humans. These trials typically involve 20 to 100 participants, most often healthy volunteers. In some serious diseases like cancer, patients may be used instead. The primary objective of phase 1 is simple: is this drug safe enough to continue? Researchers look closely at how the body reacts to the drug, what side effects occur, how severe those side effects are, what dose is tolerable. This is where dose escalation happens. Participants start with very low doses. If the drug is tolerated, the dose is gradually increased in new groups until researchers identify the maximum tolerated dose, also called the MTD. This process helps define a safe dosage range for future trials. One key concept in phase 1 is safety monitoring. Participants are monitored intensely: vital signs, blood tests, organ function, adverse events. Even mild symptoms like headache, nausea, or dizziness are recorded carefully. Why? Because early safety signals can predict serious problems later. If unexpected or severe adverse reactions occur, the trial can be paused or terminated immediately. Safety always comes before progress. Pharmacodynamics. Another important goal of phase 1 trials is understanding pharmacodynamics. In simple terms, what does the drug do to the body? Researchers examine whether the drug is interacting with its intended target and whether it produces the expected biological effect, even if it's not yet treating disease. This helps scientists decide whether it makes sense to continue development. It's important to understand what phase 1 trials do not do. They do not prove that a drug works, they do not guarantee long term safety, they do not predict rare side effects. They answer a more basic question: can humans tolerate this drug at all? Many drugs fail at this stage. In fact, a significant percentage of drug candidates are abandoned in phase 1 due to unacceptable toxicity or poor safety profiles. This is why phase 1 trials are considered one of the most critical filters in drug development. Dito, ethics play a huge role in both phase 0 and phase 1 trials. Participants must give informed consent, fully understanding that the drug may not help them, unknown risks may exist. The primary goal is research, not treatment. Ethics committees and regulatory authorities closely review these trials to ensure risks are minimized and justified. So, when you hear about a drug entering phase 2 or phase 3, remember this: it has already passed through multiple safety checkpoints. Phase 0 confirmed how the drug behaves in humans. Phase 1 showed that it can be tolerated at certain doses. Only then does the question shift from safety to effectiveness. So, here's the key takeaway: phase 0 and phase 1 trials are not about success stories or miracle cures, they are about elimination. They protect patients by stopping unsafe drugs early, before large populations are exposed. Most drug candidates never make it past these stages, and that's exactly how the system is supposed to work. Because in medicine, a drug that isn't safe should never get the chance to prove whether it works.